Welcome everybody back to Boostin' Foreigns. Much love. I appreciate you guys for your support. I'm making this video because I want to give a breakdown of exactly what happened to the E63s. Because some of you guys are still confused. You don't really know. You might have not been following all the videos in chronological order. So I want to make a detailed video. Now I want to be fair here. First thing, definitely watch all my videos from the start to finish. I really appreciate you guys. You guys can go to the channel and just go click back and press play all, and you get to see everything that happened. Now, I want to be fair here. For the guys that are new to the channel and don't know me, I'm actually Boost in Motion. Who the hell is Boost in Motion? It's Boost in Foreign channel. This is actually my second channel for foreign vehicles. My first channel was mainly Infinity vehicles and Nissans, but this channel is for foreign vehicles that I own. Now, what happened to this vehicle? What happened to the Mercedes E63s? And actually, we are now in June of 2024. What? So are these videos old or new? These videos are actually about a year old. Hear me out. Don't get mad at me. I'm building a different following. My old following, or the following I had on another channel, they don't like the foreign content. But you guys do. That's why shout out to you guys for getting me above 500 subscribers basically under 2 months of me actually starting putting up videos. Thank you. Now, what happened to the E63s? For the people that don't know, don't understand, because some people saying lemon, let me break it down like this. I had the Mercedes C63 in November of 2022. Yes, 2022. Now, I wanted to get a car for myself. I was looking for E63s. Actually, I was looking for a GT63, but prices were above 100K at that time, right? Super expensive. So I found this car at Brooklyn Auto Sales. The owner name is Adam, and the car was white wrapped, low mileage, like 36, 38, 37,000 miles, and it was right around the price of what I can afford. Also, when you purchase cars within the same state, at least in New York State, you save on taxes. Yes, you save on taxes because you traded in a car within the state that you actually live. So I said, you know what? Let me go take a look at the car. But I was ready to buy. I already looked and see if I can afford it. Cool. I was paying like $600 or $600 for the C63, and I know going up to that car, I'll be paying like $1,200. Cool. The car costs double the money, so it's gonna be more expensive. Now, moving forward, what I chose to do next was this. Went and took a look at the car, drove the car, and the car was no problem, no issues, anything at all, right? The only issue I had with the car is the launch control just didn't work properly. Something with the launch control was actually off. I don't really understand it. It is what it is, but the launch control didn't work properly. But everything else was fine. Purchased the car, drove with the car, and everything was okay. Now, moving forward, didn't have enough time with the car daily because I live close to work. So I didn't drive the car every day to actually take a proper inspection. And what I noticed after the fact, because before the fact I knew this, but after the fact is I should have got a PPI in the car. My fault. The Carfax was clean. The information on the internet was clean. So we didn't really know anything wrong with the car, right? There's more to come. So because I didn't get PPI, which I don't think the PPI would have really showed what happened with, guess what? When the transmission went a week later. That transmission went on the last day of the warranty. So I had to drive the car to the Mercedes of Brooklyn dealership, which is not a really good service dealership. And that's when all the escapades happen. I'm not going to go through it. I think you guys should actually go watch some of my videos because, number one, I need to get my watch count up. Thank you. Please help me get my watch count up because I'm trying to grow this channel. Really appreciate that. But number two, I went through that as stages. I went through that stuff, and it was really nerve-wracking, right? Just getting a new car and not driving it for 3 months. But anyways, here's the story. So the motor blew on the A63s, and it wasn't because of me, because it never blew, and it wasn't because of the first owner. The first owner motor blew because he went to an aftermarket place to get, or not the dealership, to get the oil changed. If you guys don't know how to change the oil in these cars, it's literally not like a plug. It's a oil plug, but it's like you only turn like half a turn. It's not like a screw where you have to screw it down. It's like you screw it like half a turn and it just flows right out. So when they change the oil, they guess they didn't put it in, turn it all the way, and it backed out or whatever, and the oil came out and the transmission ended up blowing. I mean, the motor ended up blowing, sorry. And they had to replace, and that place had an insurance policy, and they had to pay out for a whole new motor for that for my E63s. This is before I had the car. So that person got new turbos and a new motor. brand new under insurance through that company. So my 42,000 mile E63s has less than 5,000 miles on the motor. Good. Did not know that at the time, right? Because it's more. Number two, I get the car, launch control's not working. I don't know what's up. Then the transmission finally went bad. A week later, then guess what? That car had to go to Mercedes of Brooklyn. Mercedes of Brooklyn didn't want to do the repair because it was a problem from Mercedes of Manhattan. Mercedes of Manhattan was the ones who originally replaced the motor. But when they dropped the transmission, you have to disconnect the lines. I guess they were supposed to add more transmission fluid, of course, flush the system. They didn't do that. So I was driving around with that car was being driven around with low transmission fluid the whole time. There's no real indicator, at least in the car, that lets you know the transmission fluid is low. There's none. So that's something nice. I would think there'll be a safeguard for that. There's not. There's a low oil light, but there's not a low transmission light either. It is what it is. Maybe that should be something involved in every car. Integrated. So then, and also that's pretty much their mishap. I ended up paying $4,500 as a safeguard to make sure that the work is done because Mercedes of USA may not approve it, even though it was their fuck up through Mercedes of Manhattan. It was a tough situation because I was moving the car from Mercedes of Brooklyn, which closes that ticket, and goes to Mercedes of Manhattan. But they did it in good faith and made the repair later on. But it took 3 months, and I still had to purchase it. I ended up keeping the warranty on the car because other things break. Well, guess what? If you guys have watched, after the 3 months, I got the car back, and then everything was working, but then the transmission fluid was overheating again. Reason being is the transmission fluid uses a transmission cooler. Yes, hear me out. Usually you would sit there and think like transmission coolant will go through like a radiator or a heat exchanger to cool down the transmission. But what was going on is the transmission fluid is supposed to go through a separate transmission cooler. It's a separate system. That system was empty. There was no fluid for the transmission. There was no transmission cool fluid to pretty much cool the transmission fluid. So that's why if you watch one of my videos, I'll actually show you this canister that's empty. That's not the transmission fluid that goes in the canister. That is the from what I remember, it's been a while. That is the coolant that is used to cool the transmission fluid and the turbos. See what I'm saying? So they're supposed to run through that system. The fluids don't mix, but it's supposed to run through the system to regulate the temperature. But because it was empty, that's why the car was running into issues, and that's why the car went back another week to Mercedes of Manhattan. Once again, they let you know that they mess up not once with the transmission, but twice again. Well, 1, 2, 3. Mess up 3 times. Terrible. Whatever. And then they end up coming back, giving back the car, and everything was A-okay. And ever since then, haven't had any issues with the car. And that was from March of 2023, and now we're in June of 2024. I've driven this car, I would say, good enough. Took it racing. You're going to see some videos of racing. And I did run into some small issues, but those are maintenance issues that I needed to address. That's it. But the car has been great to me. Great to me. Now that means that I have a car with less than 5,000 miles on the motor, transmission, and turbos. I have a pretty much newer car. And I went through all that back and forth. And now that I've learned what I learned when it comes to getting a car, number one, get a PPI on expensive vehicles like this because you just don't know. That's my fault. That's my own ignorance. Get a PPI. Number two, it's not Adam's fault. It's not Brooklyn Auto Sales' fault. It's not like they get these cars and then take them to go get serviced and inspected. I don't know necessarily how he runs his business. I'm sorry, Adam, if you do watch this, but I don't know how you run your business. Sometimes you trade in because you deal with every single sale, so you build a trust with these sellers. In this case, the seller, it wasn't the seller's fault. He didn't know. He probably didn't like how the car was acting funny too, so he went and got another car. And I was the person that had to deal with the issues. I also must sit there and say is I've always been a hands-on person, and this is the first time I was really hands-off of a car and was at the whim of a dealership. And once again, I don't like dealerships. So this was one of the top reasons why I don't like dealerships. I do a lot of work on my own with vehicles because I know what's wrong with it. But over time, now I feel a lot more comfortable with the M177, especially from the C63 to the E63. And I must say, it is a great time. I really enjoy this car. But that experience for those 3 months have left like tarnished my mouth, like tarnished me for it. But I don't hate Mercedes for it. I still want more Mercedes vehicles. Now that we're here, we made it here. We're at the 10-minute mark, right? We're about to hit the 10-minute mark. So what am I going to do next now? Well, you're going to see a bunch of videos with the E63 that they're not outdated, but they're older videos. And it's going to be in order from me modifying it and doing some more stuff to it and enjoy. I want you guys to enjoy those videos. I want you guys to watch those videos, and I really appreciate you guys for watching them. Please, and thank you. Also, watch the C63 Saga too. It was pretty dope. I love that car. Now, I'm not going to lie, I would get another one, but if I ever got another one, I would have to do what that guy, forgot the guy off of Instagram, when he swapped the all-wheel drive system from the W213 in, and pretty much the car's all-wheel drive in a C63 coupe. I like that. That's kind of dope. I wish I would have that, a smaller lightweight car with all that, with a motor with different compression. Because that's, if you guys don't know, that the W213 has different compression than the W205 M177, and of course it has dual port. What is it called? Twin scroll turbos, right? We have twin scroll turbos, in the W213. So all in all, I still have the vehicle right now. I enjoy it, but it needs to get replaced at some point. I don't know whether Mercedes vehicle or any other vehicle I might replace it with yet. I enjoy the car. I like the car, but it necessarily wasn't the exact one I wanted. I wanted one with more standard features, of course, but I was limited based on that time. And prices have dropped dramatically for the 2018, 2019, 2020s. So I'm in negative equity territory right now because that's just what the market has. So it kind of puts me in a tough situation. I've seen my same year, of course, higher mileage for like 55, low 50s, $1,000. I don't think these cars are, I wouldn't look away at these cars with higher mileage. I think these cars would do really good with higher mileage. They're really built well. But I'm seeing how that I can pick up one for like 50 grand. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could pick up one for $50,000. And to be honest with you, like, why not? So I could at least bring down my car on how much I actually own a car. So I see why a lot of people in this market are moving out, or at least they like the car that they have, but they'll trade their car in for the same car for a lot cheaper, even though some of that negative equity may roll over. They'll at least owe less for the same car. You know what I'm saying? So I'm considering doing that. Possibly. I just would wonder how much negative equity would I have to roll into the new price of the new car, We'll have to wait and see. I would love to do, I've been on this platform, I see what the performance is. I can see that these cars will make 800 wheel on 93 with some upgraded turbos and maybe a high pressure fuel pump upgrade I think I would need. But it's still costly. It's expensive for tuning on this vehicle. My car has trans tune, CPC tune, and regular engine tune, all stage 1. No downpipes, no nothing. And my car came tuned with the stage 1 already. So I ended up purchasing the trans and what you call tune after fact. That saved me a lot of money. But even then, like, it's expensive, like $7,000-$8,000 in just software. Then turbos and that. Before you know it, it's $25,000-$30,000 just in turbos and high pressure fuel pump and software. It's expensive. A lot of this work can be done for relatively quickly though, but even then, it's really expensive. So now if I do end up getting this car again for cheaper, we'll see. Other vehicles that I'm looking at, and you're gonna see some videos when I'm purchasing vehicles. I was looking at GT63s, or want to get a GT63 or an S63 with M177. I really do like it. But I'm not going to lie, I was even looking at S580s as something just regular, just so we more of a daily vehicle. Still V8, not an AMG vehicle, but I'm now an older dude. I like to really cruise. Like New York City, we can't really open it up like that anymore. So now I'm looking for more of the cars mainly for the looks and luxury and not as much performance because you can't really enjoy it. It's not fun. It's not fair. It's not fair. Like, it really isn't, but we'll see. I just wanted to give you guys an updated video on the E63 and know exactly what happened. And I've enjoyed this car for about a year and a half now. I really do appreciate it. I don't want to get rid of it. May get rid of it, but just know it's going to be replaced probably with another Benz, or you never know. All right. So outside of that, guys, you have good morning, guys, good night. I really appreciate you guys. Definitely tap in with all my older videos. I have a playlist for the W213 E63, so it actually play, and I'll go through from when I purchase it and go straight down in chronological order. Right. I really appreciate y'all. Definitely check out the C63 content. Some really good information over there. Some good racing videos over there too, with me racing a couple of vehicles. It was fun with that car too, man. Really was. Outside of that, guys, I appreciate it. You guys have a good day. Thank you.